What is going on, baseball fans, Mets fans? Bring out the brooms. Our first sweep of the season. We still have to play the Phillies, so technically we can sweep them twice in a series, but the doubleheader sweep counts. It will play a first sweep of the series, and Entertainah feels good. Feels pretty damn good right now. Good day today.
I'll tell you what, anytime you can beat the Phillies in any sport, any Philadelphia team, it's great. But after the first game today, and I didn't really get the whole Conforto thing. I didn't really get it. Like, obviously the Marlins, I understand it. Like, it was against the Marlins. Maybe the Phillies felt like Conforto was crowding the plate, whatever. And I don't know how he wasn't thrown out of that game. There wasn't even a warning. And the first pitch goes right at his head. It was like a 100-mile-an-hour fastball right at his head. And then the very next pitch he throws at him. So after that, I was pissed off as a fan. And I said to myself, we better sweep them today. And it was nice. Just got a background noise right here because I was looking at the box score. But it was nice to be able to come up with a sweep tonight. Stroman, another great start for the New York Mets. He goes 6 scoreless. And Brandon Nimmo, 3 more hits. The guy's a machine in the nightcap. So
I already see some Brandon Nimmo for MVPs in this chat. In the chat. I love him. Hashtag Brandon Nimmo for MVP. Let's get that going as soon as possible. We brought up the brooms. Look, Philly's going to be scumbags. It's just the way it is. I'm not surprised anymore, regardless of sport. Oh, Philly did a scumbag thing today? Oh, surprise, surprise. They threw out the Mets again. They already heard JD Davis. This is not new to me. They're going to throw at us more. We still have to play them a couple more games. So Philly being Philly, whatever. But it did mean more. The thing about the first game, and I was telling you, it didn't look great for a while. And I was just listening to Nimmo's postgame. And you can tell the Mets are tense. And he was talking about how the dugout is tense offensively. That the MVP for today, and this was his words, not mine, was Jonathan VR. Because VR, both games came up with gigantically clutch hits. He scored the first run in the second game, but obviously the walk-off in the first, he was the unsung hero, and that's what we needed right now because we hadn't played in a few days, and we were still going through this. We can't hit with runners in scoring position. We're iffy at everyone's slumping except for Brandon Nimmo. Right. Everybody's slumping except for Brandon Nimmo. And by God, while I'm at it, let's just talk about it. He's batting. He went 3 for 4 in that last game, but he is batting .435. His on-base percentage is .580. Has a .565 slugging, 10 hits, most on the team, 3 doubles. And, not for nothing, also in that postgame, he just was so selfless. He was just complimenting everyone else but himself. Like, God damn it, Brandon Nimmo. He grew on me, and now I don't want him to go anywhere. Now I don't want him to move. I just need him to continue doing what he's doing because I want him to be the best player on the planet because he is right now.
He's the table setter, man. And every game he's doing, he got on base 2 times the game before, got 2 walks. The guy's been killing it for us, man. Lindor even got a hit in that last game, if I'm not mistaken. He's got to get the bat going. Dom Smith hit the bomb in the first game. Mm-hmm. That was nice to see.
But Entertainer. The Mets are officially 2-0, undefeated with Dom Smith batting 3. Here we go. It took us longer than we wanted. Chad, it took us longer than we wanted. I only had to berate Rojas for a full week and a half, but he's starting to become a decent manager.
What did you think of that? What did you think of the lineup with Conforto in the 6th spot? You liked it? The one thing I'll say, I like that they did it. The guy's been struggling. I still don't know about McNeil in the 5 spot.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I think I'd rather him be up at the 2 spot, but like you said, it's baby steps.
But here's why it's nice, and I was listening to them talk as much as possible today. It's that it's not so strikeout dependent. Like, Dom hits the shit out of the ball, but he'll strike out a lot. Pete, Conforto, that's just golden sombreros left and right. We want Mage. What do you want me to do, guys? What do you want me to do? I'll call him. I'm going to text him, but he doesn't text me back, okay? He doesn't text me back. No, I haven't texted him yet. I will text him, but where were we at? Doesn't even matter. Guys, why are you blowing this up? Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad that Mage isn't here. But the good news is Mage is just as happy because a sweep is a sweep. I lost my train of thought, but it does not matter. Let's talk about the pitching. I saw someone in here. Yep, Josh. Now imagine with Carrasco and Syndergaard. Taijuan Walker can't get past the 5th inning. He tends to get trouble in the 5th inning for some reason the last couple of games. But, aside from that, he's pitching really well. I mean, he's still throwing 97, which is not what we signed up for. Which
He had 8 strikeouts.
gladly think.
He had 8 strikeouts today.
He said he wants to lower the strikeouts and pitch more to contact, where Stroman had 3 Ks in the second game and pitched straight to contact, and you saw what he did. And he almost went the complete game. If they didn't end up scoring the extra runs, they said he was going to stay out there. He was still running bases.
Right.
So he ended up getting cold. He almost won a full complete game. I would have loved that. First shutout of the season, too, while we're at it. First shutout of the season. Really big day today. All around.
I mean,
really big day.
In the first game, Castro did give up a run, but even he pitched pretty well. He got out of the jam with Walker. Couple of, they got the cheap run on the infield single against Trevor May, I think it was in the 8th. But the bullpen did pretty well. I thought they did pretty well. Diaz looked great again, even though he looked horrible the game before. So that was good. But overall, you can't really complain. When you sweep a doubleheader, I'm curious. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if they mentioned it during the telecast. I don't remember, and maybe I'm forgetting an instance, but when's the last time the Mets won a doubleheader where they won both games?
I don't know. All I kept hearing was that it's really hard to win a doubleheader. I heard no statistics. They just said it's really difficult to win a doubleheader. I'm like, okay, how difficult? I'm gonna get a percentage. All right. So meanwhile, let's go in here. I do have some stuff here. Yo, Mr. Mini Guy is back. Andrew Dell, silent MVP. He's kind of a loud MVP right now.
What am I saying? I forgot. They swept the Yankees last year.
Was I excited about my brother's triple today? I also saw someone else shout out Luis Guillorme. Yeah, Connor fell. Yes, guys, that was an awesome triple. I love it when a catcher triples. But Nito coming in with an opposite field triple, he slid like 10 feet too soon, like before third base, and missed the base entirely. I loved it. I loved it. All around today was just so fun. Like, I was smiling the whole time. I was confident. I texted you in the chat. I knew we were going to sweep this game once we won the first one. Dude, I love the walk-off win. Just the whole VR aspect. Pete, I can't talk about Pete enough, man. I really can't.
You think, and what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for popping in. Do you think, I feel like a moment like that could get this team going? Do you think that's going to kind of get this Mets team maybe get a little pep in their step? Maybe they get going after they went after Conforto like that. And you think we retaliate against the Phillies? We didn't forget about it. When there's an opportunity, you think we're going after Bryce Harper?
They hit Conforto at his wrist too, similar spot that hit JD. So I'd imagine we will. I don't know if they'll do it yet, though. I don't know if they'll do it yet. Divisional opponent, there's time to get at them. So I don't know if they do it this series, but I do expect retaliation. What was the other question? I'm looking at a few of you guys. Also, guys, I want to shout you guys out for short notice. I know we don't always give the heads up on these post games. You guys always come out and tune in, and this is great. This is
OJ
great.
Simpson with the comment of the night
that he killed his wife. I saw that earlier.
Betances' arm is more dead than my wife.
That's great. But I really appreciate it. Nito, underrated hitter. Yeah, good behind the plate. I guess, I forgot the first part of your question. I did want to touch on McCann at one point too, who I know is our guy too. Rough first game. Yeah. Almost costed us a run. Not great. Yeah. Not great, but I don't know, man. It's going to be a full team effort this entire season. A lot of new parts. McCann had a lot of question marks coming in too. There's a reason he was only 40 mil, and JT, who they were going after, is 120 million. Okay, the guy was an all-star, played well last year in a short season, but has still never been a primary catcher outside of the Mets before. It's a lot to take on. He's been catching every day, and the other weird thing about today is we hadn't played in like 4 fucking days. Yeah. We've had no consistency. We've had probably the most cancellations in the MLB, so it's hard to get going. We played 5 games. So I think everyone's kind of out of sorts. Lindor still hasn't even gotten going yet, and he finally got a double today, which I was happy about.
He did get one thing I will say about McCann. He did get a big hit today. He got the infield single in extra innings, which was actually a great play by I think it was Gregorius who kept that ball in the infield. But you're absolutely right, McCann. That was costly, and I saw it during my stream, and I couldn't tell. It looked like it was a mix-up. Like, it looked like McCann was expecting a different pitch because he flipped the glove over at the last second. I don't know. I don't know if it was a mix-up or he just anticipated where the ball was going to go. He he didn't interpret properly where he thought the ball was going to go. But, yeah, that was a big play in that game that definitely cost us a run.
I want to ask you a question, Entertainer. We have one in here. Are you worried about Lindor? I feel like this is a rhetorical question, but
I'm not. I'm not. I'm
No.
not. I mean, we're only 7 games in now.
Did you see him on the field? What do you mean? What are you worried about? He's hitting. He's going to be fine at the plate.
I'm not worried.
Look what he's doing on the field already.
It's 7 games in, and I get it. It's New York. He's the $400 trillion man or whatever. He got $341 million. I get it. You know, people want to see instant results. People are going to be nervous. Is he going to press because he's getting paid so much? New York. This guy's one of the best players in baseball. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's 7 games. To put that in perspective, Tino, that's like a half of a football game. Like, it's only a 16-game season. So, like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Lindor got off to a little bit of a slow start. He'll come around. The guy's going to bat to the back of his baseball card. He's going to be a great defensive shortstop. That's what's encouraging, by the way. You look at this lineup, Lindor hasn't done anything. Conforto hasn't done anything. Pete hasn't really gotten going yet.
I want to look at Lindor's walks here quick because he does walk crazy. I mean, you can tell pitchers. He has 6 walks already. Nimmo has what? Nimmo's insane. He has 8 walks too. That's crazy.
8 walks in how many? What is 7 games? 7 games. He's got 8 walks.
But Lindor has 6 too. So Lindor's been working his ABs. His on base percentage. Hold on, let me just check this out real quick. 355. Not great, but it is what it is. He's working counts. Pitchers are pitching him tough. I'm not worried about his approach at the plate. He's poking the ball when he needs to. Today, he's going the other way. I mean, Keith talks about it all the time. He's not a do too much guy at the plate. He's going to be very about his business. He's the same way on the field. It's not going to be flashy. Guy's just good at baseball. That type of stuff, it'll come around. He's so consistent with his craft that his numbers are still going to level out just because. Ideal 7-8-9 in the bullpen when Lugo is healthy. Good question. Well, Diaz, I was worried that Diaz pitched the first game because I didn't know with these doubleheaders, I didn't know how it would go. But we ended up getting a lot out of our starting pitching, which was great, which means we'll have Diaz for tomorrow. But so Diaz, obviously 9, Lugo 8, and then 7's going to be tough. It's really going to be Castro or, May on a given day.
May. Yeah.
I don't think Betances. I really
you think he's done. You think he's shot.
I think he's done. I'm serious. Like, I really don't think this is like one of those things where it's best case scenario they put him on the IL and like we may never hear about it again. Familia, it's always something with him. Today, he came in, he pitched that inning for Stroman, but they got a little busy on the base paths, so it's definitely not Familia. So it's got to be And the thing with Castro, too, by the way, he gave up a run. Tough play for Guillorme. And I want to get to this Guillorme question next, so I'll talk about it. Tough play for Guillorme. And it tied the game. But other than that, the guy can pitch. And he pitched out of, a heavy jam today. To only allow 1 run, it's one thing to get in the jam. If you can work your way out and, go minimum damage, and that's the only way they scored that run, I'm fine with it. So, Entertainer, let's ask this question. This isn't a question, but I'll ask it to you. Guillorme starting over JD. Not even that. It's really that who's going to be our third baseman? Moving forward, it's not easy. VR probably has the hottest bat in the lineup.
Well, even Guillorme's been hitting.
Yeah,
I think Guillorme's got 5 hits or in like 9 at bats. I still think when Davis comes back, he's going to get an opportunity to start. The guy was really good for the Mets 2 years ago when we had a full season. He's got a big bat. But, we talked about this at the beginning of the year. If J.D. Davis isn't hitting, he ain't going to play. No. Like Guillorme is got a much better – like, we have guys that can play that position better defensively. That's kind of our weakness on the hot corner. So I think Davis is going to get his opportunity when he comes back. But I don't know if he's going to be I don't think he's going to be an everyday starter. I think it'll be a platoon. I think, we also talked about when Stroman pitched before the year started, we thought that Guillorme should be the starting third baseman. Because like you said, he's a contact pitcher. You want to have your best defense out there. So I still think Davis is going to get the crack, but I don't view him as an everyday player.
I do love that everyone's okay with Lindor. And again, another thing, I only heard Nimmo's press conference. I'm sure other people will reiterate it, but he said having Lindor behind him is a nice relief. Nimmo is the new Barry Bonds. He might as well be. He might as well be. The power numbers aren't there, but he might as well be. Hot take, Thomas Nido might be the fastest player on this team. We don't know.
He's your favorite player because everybody says you look like him.
It doesn't make him my favorite player, but I do have a soft spot for him. I can see him get more time out there after today. Why not? So
he had a triple.
he did have a triple. I love that he knows his role though. And last year they showed he only played like 14 games and he like batted close to 300. So it's not like he's terrible at the plate. He's just a utility catcher, you know?
He's a solid backup catcher.
What else do we have here? Conforto to hit like himself. It was wild. They were talking about, I think Conforto's over his last 15 or 14 or something like that. But there was like a string of guys. Like Pete was over his last like 10 or 11 before he got that single. We were really slumping. I mean, as a team, we were really slumping. Conforto was the king of it, though. Conforto was the king of it.
Again, I'm not worried about him. I mean, you and I know last year he didn't really slump, but it was only 60 games. You look at Conforto throughout his entire career, that's been what he is. He's a very streaky hitter. I guarantee you this, Tino. I guarantee it. He will have a month this year where he might be the best hitter in baseball or among one of the top 5 or 6 hitters in baseball. That's the type of player he is. And then he's got to have a month like this where he does nothing. I'm not worried about it. He's a streaky hitter. He's a professional hitter. He'll come around. He'll bat. He'll hit at least 25 or 30 home runs this year. He's off to a slow start, but he'll get hot. He'll get hot at some point this year.
In my head, too, all I can think about is who cares what Conforto does? We move Dom Smith to 3. We're 2-0. It doesn't matter. Keep Dom Smith at 3 and don't touch him. Don't touch him. Just leave it alone, Luis. You're doing okay so far. I'll answer the 7th inning questions. I'll toss that to the entertainer. Castro May for the 7th for sure. I have confidence in May too. Everyone was freaking out. A lot of these guys, as professional athletes, if you heard May talk after his first game, that's the last thing he wanted to do. You think he wanted to begin his career with the Mets blowing a huge game against the Phillies or, taking the L? No, it's only going to make him work harder. So you see their body of work. Just know they're going to regress to it eventually. Certain guys, you could assure that that's not going to happen. I see Lloyd saying typical Familia outing. I have no hope for Familia, but May will eventually come back.
May's all right. May pitched pretty good today.
I thought pretty good today. He's been pitching good. All right, so Chris, let's ask this. What are your thoughts on the 7th inning games? I know a lot of people make the jokes that they don't count. That's a little too far. One of them was an extra inning game today. We went 8, so that should count. I mean, kind of a full 9-inning game. So what are your thoughts on it?
I hate it. I hate the 7-inning game, and I hate the guy starting on second base in the 8th. We've talked about this already. I'm fine with the guy start. If you want to really speed up the game and if you want to go wait 2 innings into extra innings, you want to do it in the 12th. Okay. The first and maybe it's just me. Maybe you have a different opinion on this. And I know other sports do this. I talked about it in my stream today. Hockey makes alterations in the regular season. They have shootouts. They play 3-on-3. They try to end the game quick. I personally am not in favor of having different rules for the regular season than the postseason. I don't like it. If you're going to do this in the regular season, do it throughout the entire year because that could affect everything. Having these rules in the regular season could affect who makes the postseason. So my personal opinion is I don't like it. I don't think there should be 7-inning games. I don't think there should be a man starting on second base in the first inning of extra innings. I'm just not a fan of it. If you're not going to do it when it counts, don't do it in the regular season.
Well, what's funny, too, is that I was texting someone during the game, and we gave up the run, and we had a busy top of the 8th. And my guy's like, oh, we need a home run. We need a home run. It's like, no, we don't. We need a base hit. It's so like odd. Like, it's such a weird rule. Like, because getting a runner to second base is so difficult, and let alone to get him in. Like, to just give someone no outs, runner on second is just wild to me. I don't like the rule just for that reason alone. Like it's too easy. That's too easy, and I think it gives the away team the advantage. Go ahead.
I wanted to bring up something to you today in the 7th actually. We had first and second. First game I'm talking about. We had first and second, nobody out. Would you have bunted there with Nimmo? Because that's what I would have done.
But so I thought about it too. But
I know he's not a great bunter.
Yeah, no way. I don't think I do because again, he's rolling. Again, and I'm a gut check guy. I was saying this about Rojas and starting lineup. He's rolling. Top of the order. This is top. We got our 1-up to set the table with Lindor. I mean, like as crazy as it sounds, because you want him in scoring position to get Lindor to bring him in, but you got a guy batting close to 500 right now. I'm sorry. I'm giving him the bat. I'm giving him the bat.
Yeah.
I'm letting him in that situation today.
I just looked at it like you do that, you get him over to third, a pop fly wins the game. So that was my take on it. But I understood it. Like you said, he's been our best hitter, so I understand it.
It's also like, and they kept saying it today, it's just like, just strike out. Like, especially in like today's MLB, like I think hitters just like would rather take the hack at it, know they're going to strike out, just go at it, and like the guy's still going to get up. But it's smarter to move the runner over. So, I mean, whatever. It worked out. It worked out for us.
We got the win. It didn't matter, but
it didn't matter. Chris, I love that your dog was barking. Let's go Mets. I know. I have a congratulations in here. Yes, the Mets are in first place. Congratulations.
Are we?
I appreciate that. Yes, we are. We haven't played enough games to like, we own it outright. But well, obviously the numbers are skewed. We're 4-3. It's enough. Yeah, we are.
I don't care what's skewed. We have the highest winning percentage right now. We're 4-3 at a 571. And the Phillies are 545 at 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna own it outright after the series because we're sweeping them. We're like, actually, we're gonna sweep the series twice.
What do you think of the pitching matchup tomorrow? You a little worried about Peterson going up against the ex-Met?
Yeah, I don't love it, but seeing what he did after the start, the start of the last outing, I kind of gained confidence in Peterson, and I'm hoping that the fact that he saw the Phillies already. And these have been his 2 worst outings in his career. I mean, I understand the numbers, but most of the time, at least in a game of baseball, 1 out of 3, right? So maybe this is a good outing. I'm more worried about Wheeler. Like, I'm not worried about Peterson. I'm more worried about Wheeler. Can we get to Wheeler coming back to Citi Field? He's been pitching really well this year. I mean, he's been pitching really, really well.
Tough matchup tomorrow. But if we win tomorrow, I shouldn't even say it because we never hit for DeGrom. But if we win tomorrow, we have a chance with DeGrom on the hill to get a 4-game sweep against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Let's see right here. Hold on. Yeah, very sneaky. Just worried about October. Comfortable about to start hitting if he wants to get paid. Damn right. I mean, he doesn't have to start hitting. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if he wants to not hit so much and then kind of hit at the end, but still finish like 260, then we could talk about a cheaper contract, and I'll be okay with it because he's looking for a supermax. Lloyd, Mets bats are quiet. Too good of a team. Yeah, I mean, we really are. And that's the scary thing. We own first place 7 games into the season. Again, we go through the lineup. Lindor, JD's not in there. Conforto hasn't done anything. Nimmo's our best hitter right now. We're good. We're going to be okay, guys.
Tino, think about this. And by the way, thank you to everybody for being here, man. You guys are great. We're over 500 subscribers now, which is amazing.
Yes, I forgot that on the intro. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. We're over 500.
So thank you guys for all the support you guys have shown the channel. But, Tino, I want you to think about this. We just said we're in first place, right? We're 4-3. It's only 7 games in. Right now, we're in first place. And 2 of our losses came when DeGrom pitched. And we gave him no run support. We are this close. And we would, by the way, we would have won the first DeGrom start had it not been the first start of the season because we wouldn't have pulled DeGrom after 77 pitches. So we should be 5-2. DeGrom ain't coming out of that game a month from now. He would have pitched the whole game. But regardless, we're in first place right now with DeGrom losing 2 of the 3 losses, pitching like an ace because we couldn't hit for him. And the lineup hasn't gotten going yet. And we all know this lineup is not going to be like this all year. There's too much talent in the lineup, and we're still finding ways to win games against teams in the division. So, in a way, even though we're off to a slow start, even though there's definitely questions with this team, I think it's pretty encouraging to be where we're at in spite of some of the things that have happened.
Oh, my God, yeah. And, like, to play the least amount of games in baseball, like, to be impacted with COVID already, these rain cancellations. Stroman did that, and he was supposed to start 2 days ago. And that was a whole other thing, that the fact that they started that game and then they had to take him out. They almost wanted us to play that game and would have set back our pitchers entirely. No, definitely a big thing. Lindor is speedy. I did want to get to this. If you're talking about him scoring that game-tying run, he got a late jump on it, which was the craziest part. So it really shut off his speed. But what's even crazier is Rojas, and Lindor talked about this post-game, Rojas made a big boy move there, and he knew that double switch was in play. Yep. They knew that he planned on doing that, and that's a really, really good move. I think Dom Smith was supposed to be the one at second base. So adding Lindor in that situation, really, really huge. I know everyone thinks we're just going to trash Rojas. I saw some people on Twitter. We only talk about the shitty things Rojas does. I have no problem complimenting him. I want to like him. Like, do things like that. Set the lineup the right way. Put us in a position to win. Like, that's what you're getting paid to do. So I love seeing that today. Tino, how old are you? I'm about to be 26, guys. About to be 26. Don't let the beard confuse you. What else do we have here? Starting pitching is good. Yeah, so I mean, you know, I think about DeGrom, and I just think about how, like, you already touched on it, but all the things that we were counting on and all the things, like the bullpen's been bad, but like it's still been able to close out a few games here. So like all the things we were depending on, the offense, Conforto coming around, Lindor, DeGrom getting these wins, like even Stroman, I'm like, you better perform this year. He's 2-0.
He's
He's 2-0.
He's been
As
damn
a
good.
sub one. It's so all these guys I feel like that were on the hot seat and almost were questioned in the offseason are actually Nimmo. Alonso's playing well. Dom didn't even get to start. He's supporting. So all these like guys that we didn't necessarily think would carry this team, at least out of the gates, are doing exactly that. So it's wild. It's been a wild 7 games so far.
Also factor in, we right now we don't have our number 2 starter in there with Carrasco. We don't have our number 3 starter in there with Syndergaard.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you could switch it, whatever you want to say. But Stroman's really our 4th starter. So when this rotation gets healthy, we said at the start of the season, man, get us to the All-Star break, either in first or right in the thick of it. Then we're going to get those pitchers back. We're going to add a nice piece in the bullpen, and this team's going to start to roll. I believe that. I think we're going to win the division, and I think we're up to a good start so far this year.
Fly Eagles TV. I have a question on how the heck you're a Mets, Knicks, and then an Eagles fan. That's a completely side question, but starting pitching is starting to look good when Thor and Cookie come back. That is exactly what we were talking about. I saw it mainly because it was Fly Eagles TV. I was like, how is there an Eagles fan in a Mets chat? But I mean, I appreciate you coming out. I
had this conversation during my stream, Tino, because there was a couple of Met fans that are Eagles fans in my stream. And I don't get it. Like I'm like they were Giants and Phillies fans rather. It was the opposite. And I'm like I don't get it. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, the Giants play in Jersey,
South Jersey.
It's kind of in the border, Philadelphia, New York, and they just chose to go with the New Jersey football team, and they went with the Philadelphia.
It's just, see, like I went to school in South Jersey, so every Philly fan you meet just is an Eagles fan. It's crazy that I wouldn't be as thrown back by that being in the area that I had been in, but still takes me by surprise. Wild combo. Wild combo.
It is a wild combo.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'd be so indifferent. You're cheering for 2 completely different cities. It's whatever. It's whatever. Tane about to be 13. I do think Tane's about to be I am 12. I was gonna post that for a VR today too. I am 12. Tane about to be 25.
I'm 13. I'm about to get arrested.
I have clothes older than you, Tino. Yeah, Lloyd, I'm sorry, man. I wish I was older. I'm used to it at this point. I get the young jokes. The young jokes aren't gonna get old until I'm old. You know what I mean? Then I'm old and the jokes will come and I'll start to miss them. Stroman and Lindor's energy is infectious. MH, shout out MH. If I didn't shout you out before, you're right. You're 100% right. And Rojas was talking about how like guys are excited, and we were in front of the home crowd. We were getting people going. Lindor's included. We got a gift today of them waving him and Guillorme after a Pete's double. Like it's exciting. Like this is what we were talking about. Like the selfishless team. The selfishless team. I can't even get the words out. They're selfless, and it's just infectious. It really is infectious to what you said, MH. You want to be a part of it. You want to root for it. And it's exciting. It's exciting that we have a long season ahead of us. But when you're rooting for a team like this, it makes it a lot easier. So
they're a likable team.
The smiles aside, too. I mean, look, because like I didn't like Nimmo and he smiled more than anyone. You know, it took me a while. It's like sometimes those guys are like, why are you so happy? I don't understand.
The second I saw him run down the first base after I saw him get his first walk in a Mets uniform, I'm like, I love this guy. I can't help it. I love him.
Did you guys see Dom yelling at the guy who had Conforto? Great thing to see. I didn't really see it. Did you see it?
Yeah. They showed Dom in the dugout. And he went at the pitcher and he started pointing at his head. He's like, you don't go at the head. You don't go at the head. You don't go at the head. So yeah, Dom was getting into it. He was pissed. Yeah.
Dom's the man. No, Dom's the man.
They're going to retaliate, Tino. They're going to go after him. They're going to do it.
Why? But just don't do it yet. You know, don't do it. I got to get high pitch. Let's relax. Let's take care of business. Let's take care of business. Let's beat them on the scoreboard first. Then when they least expect it, we shove it to them. All right? Because this will hurt more. This will hurt more if we sweep.
Let me give you a scenario tomorrow. Let's say it's the 7th inning. Mets are up 6-1. 2 outs, nobody on. You take a shot at him. If Harper's up, you take a shot at him.
If nobody's on ever and Harper's up, I'm taking a shot at him. I'm pitching him in. I'm pitching him in. If one hits him, I'm just trying to throw a fastball, right? Honestly, I don't want Peterson to do it.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do? This is what we do. This is what we do tomorrow. If we have a 6-1 lead, 7th inning, 2 outs, nobody on, bring in Familia.
Yes.
No, but then he's got to pitch to 2 more batters.
He'll probably miss him. He'll probably just miss him.
That's what Familia can be for. He just plunks the guy.
Tito, his name is not DeGrom, it's the GOAT. He is the best. He is the best. He deserves a freaking win by now. It's ridiculous. Tino, make sure you hydrate after that triple. Listen, everyone wants to make jokes about Nito. Catchers need love too. Catchers can hit. Catchers can run. Sometimes you got to look at it. Catchers are like linemen in the NFL. You know, sometimes they're the most athletic guys on the field. You just don't know it. You know, they're taking a wear and tear on their knees. You're lucky you're getting anything out of them. And by the way, I think of this too. And Ramos had actually a decent day today, but I kind of like this platoon of catchers. I know someone wrote in the chat earlier that, Nito started as one of the worst Mets on the roster, and he's just solidified himself as this like sound backup catcher. And it's true. Like the roster really fits itself out. The one guy who's out right now is Albert Almora. He doesn't really fit, but aside from that, everyone else kind of is fitting this role of the team pretty well.
That's the guy I thought of today. And I don't know much about Almora. I'll be the first to say I know he's decent with the glove. I'd imagine he's decent, has solid speed. Mm-hmm. So that was the one guy today when they had the pinch run situation, when they brought in VR to pinch run. I thought they were going to bring in Almora, and I thought they'd use him for that role, but they didn't do it because VR is not that fast.
I think, though, they did it for other substitute reasons because they didn't know how long extras would go. VR would just go in for Guillorme in that situation, just to third base. So, I mean, I understood it, but I had the same thought you did. I was thinking the same way. Harper would 100% charge him out. He would, and I think he'd murder Peterson. I think he'd murder him. It's not right for Peterson. Who did Harper charge in the Nationals? It was a wild brawl, actually. He did get into one. He got into a scuffle.
I remember that. I don't remember I don't remember who it was against, but I remember the brawl.
If we don't get runs off Zach Eflin on Thursday for DeGrom, I would be pissed. I mean, yeah, I'd be pissed too. DeGrom is going to score his own runs again. If any of you are going into that game thinking DeGrom isn't going to have to get an RBI for us to score a first run or win the game, you're tripping. He's going to have to get a hit probably in every one of his starts if we want a chance. Do it, Chase Utley, and throw behind him. Just throw fastballs. That's my favorite line. Other than the Terry Collins stuff, it's Noah when they're like, no, you're gone. He's just like, dude, I'm just trying to throw a fucking fastball. It's like it's the best. That's all he's trying to do. It's the best thing ever. I live near where Trout lives. He's from one of the girls' parents. Yeah, he's a big Philly guy, Trout. That's why no one likes him. Why no one likes him. It makes a lot of sense. Are we suggesting people to throw at him now? Hold on. I saw some Trevor Mays. I'm back on this. Trevor May throw out Harper. He can handle. Do you think Trevor May can handle the scuffle? I don't know. He's a gamer. I don't know if he's a fighter.
He's a pretty big guy.
He's pretty big.
He's a pretty big guy.
No, like Castro, I think Castro should do it. Castro throws 100, and he can definitely throw hands. If there's anyone to do it in the bullpen, it's got to be Castro. If there's anyone, you're telling me Harper doesn't want to take a fastball from, it's fucking Castro. Castro can get up there.
I like that. Give me Castro.
No popcorns. No Aaron Loop pegs. Aaron Loop already hit him, and that shit didn't do anything. We need some gas here. Anything else in here? Jed Lowrie. Yeah, have
Hunter
you seen
Strickland,
this?
by the way, was the guy that several people said it was the guy that Bryce Harper went after.
Oh, nice. Strickland. Yeah, awesome guys. But have you seen Jed Lowrie actually doing amazing with Oakland?
I have not, but I know that he didn't do nothing with us.
He's playing unreal. I need to pull up his numbers. It's a crime. It's a crime what he's doing.
Didn't he come from Oakland before we got him too?
Dude, I need to screenshot this. If you go to ESPN, guys,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Go to ESPN and go to the Oakland A's batting stats. He leads them in every major category: batting average, home runs, RBI, on base percentage, and hits. This is actual facts right now. If you go to ESPN, he's batting 333, 14 hits, 11 ribbies, 400 plus on base percentage, and 2 home runs.
I hate him.
That's highway robbery.
He had 7 at bats with the Mets.
I couldn't even tell you how much we paid him, but it's too much. Whatever
He had
it was,
seven
it was
in
too much.
in 2 years. He had 7 at bats with the Mets.
Yeah. Catchers are athletic, Sabrina. I appreciate you saying that. Not enough people recognize that. They are athletic. Catchers need love too. Wilson Ramos over James McCann. There's been a lot of James McCann, name tarnishing lately, and I'm not going to stand for it. It's too early for this. We need him. We need him. We have Nito if we don't, but we need him.
James McCann's going to be fine.
Definitely McCann over Ramos.
We
don't need another offensive. I'm burping. We don't need another offensive catcher.
He's not a superstar, but I think he's a solid catcher. He's going to be fine. He's a good defensive catcher.
Hunter Strickland. You guys really like Hunter Strickland, huh? Oh, my God. That's why Familia hitting Harper makes sense. I guess you're right. He's also expendable. We will need Castro because he'll probably get suspended 2 games, which would be costly. But, nah.
What about Betances? Bring him in.
No, well, again, it's more of a joke to Betances than Familia. Betances would miss him for sure. Like if I had to take a look, who's most likely, he's the favorite to miss someone who he's supposed to hit intentionally. Trevor May's like 6'5". Yeah, he's big, but like
Castro's by the way,
you think 6'7"? God,
no,
sorry.
I didn't know that. No, I cut you off. I was just thinking about it. You think about all the times where the Mets were supposed to hit somebody, they never do. No. Who was the pitcher for the Mets? Was it Estes when we were supposed to hit Clemens?
I think someone was talking about that in the chat, actually.
I think it was showing Estes in 2001, if I'm not Estes actually had a home run against Clemens in that same game. There you go. Okay. He couldn't hit him. And then Noah Syndergaard couldn't hit Chase Utley. Whenever we're supposed to hit somebody, we can't hit him.
I'm looking at Castro stuff now. I need to see this. Whoever said he's 6'7". Holy shit, he's 6'7". Yeah, that's the guy. Damn. These guys look deceptively smaller on TV. 6'7". Didn't look 6'7". I mean, I know like watching the NBA sometimes you're like, yeah, these guys are gigantic, but they're next to a bunch of tall people. But like baseball, they're short guys. Like I feel like I would have noticed that. No. Lowry's gonna be MVP, probably. Why the hell does the Yankees hitters build like a bunch of offensive linemen and tight end? Well, it's obviously not working for them. The Yanks are struggling big time.
What are the Yankees? A game under?
They're just hot and cold. Yeah, they're like us. But the thing with them is no one in their division is really doing great. I'd still be worried about the Blue Jays if I'm Yankee fans. I'd be worried about the Blue Jays. I know the Rays are going to be good, but I really like what the Blue Jays got going. I mean, maybe they don't fully get it together this year. They're going to be really good. Like, they're not going anywhere.
The problem with this Yankee lineup to me, and I'm not a Yankee fan. I don't watch them every day, so maybe a Yankee fan would disagree with me. There's no flow. I mean, it is all strikeout or home run hitters, and that's it. Outside of DJ LeMahieu, they don't have enough balance in that lineup. I don't like their lineup.
No, I don't either. And DJ's struggling mightily. Also, I want to get to this Ray. Shout out Ray West as well. Who's the guy who was trying to fight the entire dugout? There's been a few guys, but I think Amir Garrett is who we're thinking of there. I think Amir Garrett. There's been a few good ones. You want to know what I'm thinking of?
You know, Amir Garrett used to play basketball for St. John's.
I think I did know that, actually. I saw a picture. I follow this account. It's like random college athletes, and I think they posted that. Like, it's literally random college athletes. It's just pictures of people. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. There's a Carlos Zambrano brawl that I infamously remember. I think it's Cubs Brewers. I'm dated here. Zambrano on the Cubs. So we're thinking this is like 2006. It's got to be 2006, 2008-ish, like around that.
In that ballpark.
Really bad. Really, really bad. They get up on the nets, and I think like people are throwing hands and cleated. That's still probably one of I know Amir Garrett really went at the whole team, but that was a full-on team effort, the Zambrano fight. One of the craziest brawls I've seen. It was
craziest brawl I've ever seen in any sport. It still has to be the Malice at the Palace.
Of course. But that's like this is like baseball. That's what I'm saying.
That's a different element. That's a different element.
But those are memorable ones because it rarely happens in baseball. It's not encouraged. So the Piazza Clemens thing always lives in my head forever because that's just awesome.
Let me ask you this. Incredible. And you were probably how old were you during that? 10?
What, 2000?
Oh no, you were 5.
I was
6.
5, baby. Yeah.
But that Subway Series, to this day, I don't understand how Roger Clemens did not get ejected from that game. And if Clemens gets ejected, the Mets may win the World Series. That could change the complete complexion of that World Series. And to this day, because the Mets ended up winning Game 3. That was Game 2, I think. Should have won, but let's go back to that World Series. We should have won Game 1 if Timo Perez runs out the fly ball by Todd Zeile, and when Derek Jeter makes the play at the plate. Clemens should have been ejected Game 2. We won Game 3. So, there were so many little things in that World Series that, had they gone our way, we would have beat the Yankees. But I never understood till the day I die how Roger Clemens did not. The guy literally threw a splintered bat at Mike Piazza's skull.
And mind you, now we're getting mad over bat flips. He didn't get thrown out of that in a World Series, and we're getting mad over bat flips still. Still to this day, we're getting mad over bat flips. Different game. Different game. Like the Malice of the Palace will never happen again. That'll never happen again. That's still, but that's all I've been thinking about. It's still one of the wildest ones. I love the anniversary for it. I pulled up some good ones. Papelbon fighting the dugout's crazy. The Yankees Red Sox ones are awesome. A lot of those are really, really good. Armando Benitez. That's right. I pulled that up. Yeah, Lloyd, I did pull yours up. Zambrano was a gigantic dude. He's one of the first pitchers in the NL I saw really hitting home runs. He was raking home runs on a pretty steady basis. Let's go, William. The bats were finally coming alive that second game. Honestly, at the end of the first game too, but we really started to get it going. We only just needed to be gifted or a runner at second base in order to do so. But I think with this team, it's all about someone's just got to do it. We got to have a guy to just kind of a table setter, we talk about. But that's why I think when we're at our best, it's going to be Nimmo. It's going to be Lindor. I think McNeil at the bottom of the lineup. And then once one of those guys get on or move a guy over, it opens up the doors and opportunities for the guys behind them. So I'm big on that. 50 likes. Yeah, guys, please keep liking. Thumbs up.
Wow.
Sub if you haven't. Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Mets, baby. Everyone's excited. You should be. We're going to sweep the Phillies twice. Why haven't we used Blevins yet? Is Blevins on? He's not on the team yet. I know they. Yeah, no, he's not on the team. No, Blevins isn't on the team. But I'd hope to never see Aaron Loop ever again, if that's any consolation.
Just something about
any better. I'd rather go no lefties than have to see Aaron Loop fucking pitch again this season. I guess I have a short lease. I need to be nicer on certain things, but yeah, Blevins is in Brooklyn. He's probably living it up there. Yeah, Blevins is not on the team. He is on the team, but he's not on the team.
There you go. You got a new subscriber right there, Eddie Diaz.
Nice.
Just discovered this channel. I'm a Mets fan since '85. You guys are very entertaining. Appreciate it, Eddie.
Nice.
We're looking to build this channel up, man, and welcome aboard, man. We're going to be doing a lot of the Mets live streams that I do. Eventually, I plan on doing them over here as this channel continues to grow, and we're trying to build up this community. So we can't say thank you enough, man. We love the Mets with all our heart, and we're in the fight with everybody else. So thank you for
better or
checking it out.
for worse, man. Eddie, you'll understand this more than anyone. Then when you're 4-3, you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate. Might be the last time you're over 500 for a while, so you got to be careful. Where is Syndergaard and Carrasco? When are they coming back? So what I heard was because of all these delays and missed games, I think they're set to only miss 7 or 8 starts, I think, from this series. So I don't know what the math of that would be. That was just from some beat reporter. I don't know if it was off, a pregame press conference today. I saw that out in the Twitter world. And so whatever 8 starts is, so whatever you want, probably still a month.
2 months.
Yeah, you got a month and a half.
Month and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the update here. There was an article
June. I told you this already. I wouldn't want them back till June anyways. And then very easily could June become the All-Star break. Certain players get re-injured. Again, look what we're getting out of the guys we have. And if Lucchesi continues to pitch, what's the rush? I know Cookie is going to be closer than Syndergaard. That's a fact. So if Cookie's giving us more than we expect to when he comes back, don't rush Noah.
There's no need to.
What is the point? What is the point?
Syndergaard's the icing on the cake. We can get, I think, to the point where we could be ready for the playoffs even before Syndergaard gets back. I think we have a good enough rotation. We have good enough bats. You want to make sure that Noah Syndergaard, you don't want to mess with that. He's coming off a serious injury. You want to make sure he's good to go, and maybe he has that effect that he had in 2015 when we brought Syndergaard up in his rookie season late in the year, and he was kind of that bonus on top, and then he rode us into the playoffs. So that's my take on Syndergaard this year. There's no need to rush him. I think we could get by. I think we got the talent. Get us to the All-Star break. Get us to mid-July. Heck, I'll wait till late July if it takes that. Noah Syndergaard is going to be a big part of this team, but we have to make sure he's 1,000%. You don't want him re-aggravating that injury. Carrasco, I think, will be back by beginning of June. And, yeah. And then you take us into the All-Star break.
So I know Cookie pitched like 4 innings. That's what they said, and he's just doing some things. Again, he's doing routine stuff. That's great. We'll see when he gets to live pitching. All those things are very tentative, and it's a wait and see with them. So as long as everything goes according to plan, he could be sooner. But my whole mentality right now is don't rush it. It's a different season, 162. I understand maybe they could come back. Don't overdo it. Just don't overdo it. Make sure they're good to go. So this way, once they get going, we don't got to stop again. It's all about consistency. Gesellman, only pitcher in the pen that hasn't pitched yet. I heard that. He will definitely pitch over the next couple of games, though. I don't think we have an off day till Friday, or something like that.
I'm surprised he hasn't pitched yet.
I mean, the only use, I think, would have been that long relief when Peterson.
Yeah, and Peterson bounced back.
Yeah, so we've been able to get 5+ from a lot of our guys, which is huge. Yeah. I still think that's like the benchmark. If we can keep getting 5 out of our starters, we'll be in good shape with managing this bullpen because we really can't afford it to get any thinner. Starting pitching is good, no rush. Yeah, definitely. Any ideas when the black jerseys will be worn? I don't know, but I hope really soon because I don't know when we can buy them. Are they up on the store? Because I kind of want to get a Lindor jersey.
You would think they'd want to do it when it wasn't so hot out.
Yes.
Right? Because the black attracts the heat. You'd think get it going now. I mean, before it becomes like late June, early July, August, you'd think they'd put it out sooner than later. But I'm with you. I think we talked about this last stream. I friggin' love those black jerseys. The black hat with the black jersey. I was so mad. When did they get rid of that? Like 2009, 2010?
It's been too long. It's been too long. It's time to come back.
I love those black jerseys. They're fantastic.
John, I wish Mage was here too. I see that. Love the stream. It'd be better if Mage was here. Listen, I'm not doubting that. Mage brings light to everything.
We love Mage.
This is not an anti-Mage podcast, John.
We love Mage.
John, I know you're president of the Mage fan club, but you have to understand we are also in the Mage fan club. We're also in it too. So it's like it's okay. All right, it's all right. It's a learning curve. I get it. Let's not get power hungry. That's all I'm getting at. Let's not get power hungry, John. Okay. Some Friday games. So, okay. So Jake said some Friday games, probably waiting for higher capacity stadiums. I honestly don't know when there ever is going to be more high capacity stadiums. I mean, probably postseason. That's another thing. I don't think the MLB's in any rush. I don't think most of them probably are in a rush to get the fans, the stands full. I mean, and it still comes down to New York, which I think
why not though? We get more money. Why not?
Because of COVID.
Well, I know. No. But you're saying they're not in a they're not in a rush. Like, I would think these teams, the second they have the opportunity to do it, they're going to do it.
Well, I just think more Major League Baseball from especially just scheduling. If COVID outbreaks do come with increased population, scheduling is going to be a fucking nightmare. You already see it with the Mets. They got the luxury of rescheduling Marlins and Nationals games. If they're not in division games, it becomes an issue because doubleheaders become very scarce to schedule. So that's really ultimately it. That's why last year they had to bring it to 60, 62 games because they were like, we can't do any more or we're not going to get through it. There's no way they'd be able to manage like a couple week period. Like the NBA is getting away with it now, but the Heat are dying. The Heat are about to play. I forgot what their stretch is. It's like they're going to play like 5 games, 7 days, some bullshit like that. Maybe even more. I think it's 6 games, 7 days. That would sound more like it. But it's because of their reschedulings in the beginning of the season. In baseball, you can't afford to do that at the end of the year. No way. Yeah. Especially with pitching. Yeah. Especially with pitching when games matter. So Texas is at full capacity. Yeah, but like Texas is his own country. It's like a whole other planet out there. They don't give a damn. Yeah, owners want the dough. They do. Listen, I'm not saying they don't want it. I'm just saying like New York won't necessarily want it. Hey, let's put it this way. Chris, if the Knicks make the playoffs, and this all happens soon, I'm sure you'll want to go to the Knicks postseason game before you go to a Mets game anyways, and we can get full capacity. So I'm sure you still want to do that, even with little.
Oh, my God, man. I've only been to one Knicks postseason game ever, and it was incredible. Man, I could talk about the Knicks for days. I love the Knicks right now. They're playing great, but I think I think they're going to slowly increase the stadiums, though. Now, the one thing I did hear, and I'm not like I don't listen to the news very intently, but I did hear that I know they got the Pfizer shot, and then there's like I think it's the Johnson & Johnson is the other one, and that one got discontinued or something. So they're basically saying that now because of that, they think that the distribution is going to be much slower, and maybe that will slow down the possibility of them filling up these stadiums. But I think they're going to slowly, incrementally increase the limit on the fans that can go to the games. Right now, I think it's at about 8,000 for a Met game. So hopefully in a month, it's up to maybe 15,000.
Yeah. I just see a comment here about the city needs some money to move. I mean, I don't know what you mean by, you're saying like actually move, but I was going to say, I don't know where they're moving to. It's been a long day. My head's fried here.
What'd you do? A bunch of podcasts today?
Yeah, we were working hard today, setting some shows up, doing some things. The Believe podcast is out tomorrow, guys. Believe in New York football. If you guys want to check that out. We really got hot and heavy today about the Eli Manning, Julian Edelman conversation. I'm not even calling it a debate. I'm not calling it an argument. It was a conversation that should have never happened. And what needs to happen is people need to respect Eli Manning more and shove whatever fucking takes they have about the Hall of Fame and Eli Manning up their ass because he's going whether you like it or not. Just deal with it.
Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. I saw that, and I know it's a Met show, but I saw that on Twitter yesterday, and I forgot who said it. It was like a Boston writer. And how do you have the goal to compare Julian Edelman to Eli Manning? You're talking about a wide receiver who's an overachiever. I think he's got like 1,000-yard season in his entire career to one of the top 25 quarterbacks of all time. Like the hate for Eli Manning is just ridiculous.
It's just hate. It's just salt. And like Patriots fans, I don't even get it. Like I know he hurt you, but like, come on. I mean, to that point, Julian Edelman. We're talking about Julian Edelman. It's not a game. We're talking about practice. Julian Edelman isn't even the best go-to receiver Brady's had. Like, and people were talking about the postseason, the MVP. Like, is Deion Branch in the Hall of Fame? Like, where's Wes Welker's love? I didn't hear this.
We might as well put David Tyree in the Hall of Fame.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Everyone's saying, well, the comparisons that Eli was, Eli's postseasons are why it happened. It's why he's in the Hall of Fame conversation. No, he's that's not the only reason. He's top 10 in serious statistics. He was an Iron Man, a Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like he was a consummate professional, and he's a fucking Manning.
Eli Manning to this day, by the way, has the most yards ever thrown. This is the funniest thing to me. I could talk about Eli for days. Eli Manning, to this day, has the most yards ever thrown in a single playoff span in the history of football. And people say he was carried. He threw for over 1,200 yards in that 2011 Super Bowl run. And he beat Julian Edelman, by the way.
People ignore his best season. Everyone are like, well, Eli was never the top of his craft. He was never the top of his To you, he was. You can ignore his numbers all you want. But I listen, guys, I know this is a Mets podcast, but I was full tilt this morning on it. Now we've come full circle. The day is ending, and it's starting to ease up my spine a little bit because it's still ridiculous. Is a top 10 quarterback all time. It's not even that. It's just that even at his position, when was Edelman ever in his career? Like you looked at the Patriots and were like, we got to stop Edelman. We got to figure out Edelman today. Like Edelman is a top 25 receiver in the NFL. Like he's got that caliber to him. I can't even tell you a time he was top 20 in fantasy football. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's the Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Fame. Haters gonna hate. Damn right, Lord. Haters are gonna hate.
Body knowledge got a Jeff Kent question there.
Jeff Kent Hall of Fame. Larry Walker Hall of Fame too. I mean, there are some of these. Or Todd Helton. Did Larry Walker get in? No, Larry Walker didn't get in. I think neither of them have gotten in yet.
Kent to me is an interesting one. Kent has the most home runs ever hit by a second baseman. Too. And he won an MVP award in 2000. He's a fantastic player. Not much of a glove. Yeah, I think Kent should make the Hall of Fame. And of course, it's embarrassing that we traded him. But yeah, I think Kent's a Hall of Famer.
When I think of these questions, though, Entertainer, it's that the Hall of Fame and the MLB, like we talk about this with the NFL Hall of Fame, the MLB and the Hall of Fame is such a
it's prestigious. Game. The MLB
game.
It's the
like,
top of the top. Like
Larry Walker is in. I thought he just got in. He had to have got in the last 2 years. I know he was like the big case for a while. Body knowledge with it. Larry
the
Walker
Coors
is
Field
in.
effect, I think, was what made it questionable.
Yeah, I think Todd Helton is the other one too. He's not in yet, who had a really good career. What were you saying though before that? I think Lloyd. Lloyd said haters great. Eli's first ballot. I don't know if he's going to be.
He won't be,
ballot,
but he should be. He won't be, but he should be.
He's got my vote.
He's got my vote. I'll pencil in right now.
What is up, Tornado? Appreciate it, man.
What's up there, Tornado man? Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Yeah, Larry Walker got in last year. I know, dude. And you want to know the thing is, the whole thing that's messing me up is like the enshrinery for the Hall of Fame last year is happening this year, I think, in the summer. They didn't actually have the induction last year. So, like, all the classes rolled over. Plus, we have COVID just messing with our minds. Like last year, did last year even happen? Are we even 100% sure? You know, I might be turning 25 again. We were talking about ages before. We just don't even count it. I just turned 25 again, and we're good.
It's like a leap year.
We don't even count.
We skipped it.
Yeah. So the Mets actually, no, there was no better. Yeah, there wasn't a better season the year before that. 2019 was.
Oh, it was better. It was better.
Better. Yeah. Yeah, it was better. I was gonna say, well, I guess technically the Mets could still make the postseason back-to-back years, and I was like, no, he didn't make the postseason. Ramon Castro. I actually wanted to bring up Ramon Castro earlier, MH, when someone was talking about Nito being the backup catcher, like the best backup catcher the Mets have had. Ramon Castro's up there though, based on his gut alone. I love Ramon Castro. I like me little round Ramon.
All right, let's talk about some backup catchers. You remember Rod Barajas?
Rod Barajas. Dude,
I was watching Phillips.
Hold on, Rod Barajas. No, it wasn't Rod Barajas. Henry Blanco. There, I was watching an amazing finishes during the rain delay. I'm trying to remember the year. It was one of the first years City was open. 2 years in. Henry Blanco had like 4 walk-off hits for us. He was like the top plays of the amazing finishes that year. And all I can think about is how I blacked that out. In my Mets years, I just try not to remember that year. It was so dim that Henry Blanco, Josh Tolley, yeah.
The one thing I always remember about Josh Tolley, the guy couldn't hit. But the one thing I always remember about Josh Tolley, he actually started for us, by the way, when we were really bad. He always wore that huge mitt whenever R.A. Dickey pitched. It was like 5 times the size of a normal catcher's mitt because of the knuckleball. That's what I remember about Josh Tolley, but that guy couldn't hit.
Let's see what else. The Grama Hall of Famer now. I mean, we don't even have to think. He's gonna walk in. He better walk in. He's gonna walk in. Does he need one more Cy Young? And I think that's so ridiculous too. I'm glad you kind of asked it, and I'll even leave it up because that was a conversation during a broadcast. It's like he's working for another Cy Young because he wants to solidify his Hall of Fame status. I don't think he needs that shit at all. I really don't.
All right, I'm gonna end this debate right now because a lot of people, and I said this in my stream the other day, a lot of people say you need longevity in baseball to make the Hall of Fame. I'm going to give you these numbers right now, and you tell me if it's a Hall of Fame year, okay? I'm not going to tell you the player. 16 games pitched, 16 starts, 4.91 ERA. Is that a Hall of Fame year?
No.
Okay. 34 games pitched, 3.88 ERA.
I didn't expect the 4.9. That's why I was laughing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Next year, 4.48 ERA, 11-11 record. Hall of Fame year?
Nope.
Next year, 4.05 ERA, 8-6.
Are you reading Trevor Bauer's numbers?
No. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked when we get to the end of it.
I had to make the joke because his numbers look the same.
But so far, no Hall of Fame years, right?
I mean, mid threes if his career.
So far, we haven't gone mid threes. We said 4.91, 388, 448, 405, 391. Next year, 352, 18 and 13, borderline. Then 2.54, 14 and 7, 1.88, 25 and 5, 1.74, 19 and 5, 2.04, 26 and 8, 1.73, 27 and 9. So he had 5 straight years of dominance. Before that, he was a run-of-the-mill pitcher. You know who that is?
Who?
Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
He's regarded as like the greatest pitcher of all time. So if he got in the Hall of Fame based off of 5 years of dominance, why can't Jacob deGrom?
In that era, too. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Koufax is a nice comparison. I did hear them talking about that. Guys, I know we knew it was Sandy Koufax, but again, I told you my brain is melted. It's been a long day. I'm dealing with trolls all day about Julian Edelman. I need to know Julian Edelman stats. I can't start thinking about Sandy Koufax right now. I'm glad you all got it, though. Fernando's on it, too. Good call. Big day for the Mets. New York Giants, you're going to head out. Yeah, hey, man, good night. I appreciate you tuning in. This is a late night stream. Honestly, Chris, we are at the hour mark. Do we want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
I think we'll wrap it up. We'll do we'll figure out. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Who knows? We'll do one of these soon.
I did want to end on one thing. Where did he say? Where's the Hank White? I think they were saying it. It's somewhere in there. I think Knowledge said it. Henry Blanco has good hair. Damn it. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter, guys. Oh, here we go. It's Jake. I still remember Gary calling him Hank White. Yeah, it's great. Gary's good like that. Gary is good like that. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. I'm exhausted. Tana's exhausted. Winning's hard. Winning's hard, Tana. It's tiring.
I like winning. I could get used to it. I could get used to it. But no. Tomorrow they play a night game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they play a night one. Tomorrow's going to be tough for me to get on. We probably
same
won't
for
be
me.
able to.
I'm doing the Knicks game, so
you know what? Let me just look at the schedule real quick. We could go on this, so this way I don't leave these people completely in the dark. I just want to see what the upcoming road trip looks like. I know we're obviously going to the West Coast, so I mean, yeah, probably not the next 2 nights. Wow, we don't have an off day till Monday, so we can try to get a weekend stream in there.
Yeah, we'll have something up on the page soon.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. Peace out. Good night. Love you all. Appreciate this.
Let's go Mets.
Notifications, thumbs up. Let's go Mets. Let's go.